Okay, so I just figured out how to screen record, and I wanted to share a video of me reading and explaining my thought process. And if you're watching this, I probably need some feedback. So, um, when I get to a word, like for example, when I get to a word I don't know, I don't. Sometimes I lose time because I get stuck on it. But what my first um instincts are always to try to get the context around. Wow, I can't speak. I just ate. So try to get the context around the word that I don't know and then read it out loud to myself, which is really helpful for me because once I can hear it, it's like it makes more sense. But yeah, so from this already, I already know a little bit about the mom Ukraine, so Ukraine joining I'm guessing NATO. Yeah, NATO. So already this is about Russia, Ukraine, NATO. هجمات صاروخية على كييف وبلغراد روسيا والناتو متفقون على انضمام أوكرانيا ولا يحق لموسكو على I can't say this word على اعتراض. Missile attacks on Kiev and Belgrade, Russia and NATO. متفقون is agreement upon the of Ukraine joining the joining of NATO, or yeah, ولا يحق, and Moscow doesn't have a right to على اعتراض, to oppose. So they're talking about the missile attacks on Kiev and Belgrade and Ukraine joining NATO. So already, this is what I normally do. I take this first and then I drop this. I don't like reading this font. It's bad for my English brain, so I'm going to create my own here. This is how I study, basically. Don't want it this big. Yeah, this is fine. So, قالت الإدارة الإقليمية للعاصمة الأوكرانية إن 3 أشخاص قتلوا و14 آخرين على الأقل أصيبوا جراح هجمات روسية بالصواريخ على المدينة، بينما أعلنت السلطات حالة التأهب الجوي في كييف ومناطق شمالي البلاد. Already, there's a term I don't know, but it's just one, thankfully. So I don't have to embarrass myself on video. This one, right here. التأهب الجوي. So already I know this means air. And hala, what comes before it, is like a state of. So if the alanat, so I'll just get to it when I get to it. I probably could guess what this means already. Kalet alidara. So when I see this too, I try to look for the an, because I know when somebody says something kalet, there's going to be said that this part. So I just, like, for my own brain, I like to highlight it ahead of time if I'm just meticulously studying, or if I know I'm about to read a really hard article. But this one kind of seems like I picked this one on purpose because I already knew some of the terms in the title. So the regional administration for the capital of Ukraine said that 3 people died and 14 others, or at least Alal Akal, 14 others were injured in a Russian attack, in a Russian missile attack on the city. Bainama, meanwhile, the authorities announced a state of Al-Ta'ahib Ajawi in Kiev and the northern areas of the country. So this part, I'm already going to guess that it means like state of air emergency or air I think this actually means like alert. I think ta'ahib is to alert someone or to pay attention to. So I think that it's just like air alertness, emergency, whatever. And sometimes what I normally do is like I put the words on the bottom like this, and I study them later, or just like if I feel like I really need to, I'll study them later. But then I will also go to Ustad Google and just do the easiest thing for me, which is to, yeah, air preparedness and see it like alone. That makes sense to me. Sometimes if Google Translate doesn't make sense, then I'll look it up on another site. But this one, it does make sense, and I think I learned this word already as alert. So, but if not, then I'm gonna look real dumb. يأتي هذا في حين أكد الأمين العام لحلف شمال الأطلسي الناتو يونس this is a name, Stulenberg, the person. And so already, oh yeah, I'll just read this. جميع الحلفاء متفقون على انضمام أوكرانيا للحلف، مؤكدا أن روسيا ليس لها حق الاعتراض على توسع الناتو. Yati. So this came in while akada. So this is the term I'm looking for. Confirming, somebody's confirming an. So this all doesn't matter. But I'll still say it. This is a Alamin Alam. So Security General for the NATO Security General, and then this is the name, Eunice Stellenberg, confirmed that all of the Al-Hulafa, the allies, agreed on the joining of Ukraine to the alliance, and confirming that مؤكدا أن روسيا ليس لها حق الاعتراض على توسيع الناتو. So basically repeating the title, that Russia doesn't have the right to oppose the expansion of NATO. So that's how I read. But this article is really easy, but I think this part will be harder, so hopefully I can actually show my weaknesses so that it's like I can get some good feedback. But وأضاف في تصريحات له خلال اجتماع وزراء خارجية الحلف في العاصمة نرويجيا نوروي أوسلو، كل الأعضاء متفقون على أن أوكرانيا ستتبع عضو في الحلف، وهذا قرار تتخذه الدول الأعضاء، وليس موسكو هي من ترفض أو تقبل توسع الناتو، لكن الأولوية I hate this word الأولوية الآن هي الحفاظ على أوكرانيا دولة ذات سيادة. So this is harder already. I think I know all the terms, but with all the like compound part of the sentences, I might get. This is where I usually like get really lost and lose the meaning and then take forever. But yeah, adaf, and so I'm looking for what adaf is like adding. So already this person's Eunice Stellenberg is still talking, adding, and then this doesn't matter, and this is what she's saying. So it starts here. So all I have to do is know that this is all just talking about where she said it, and then this is what she said. So adaf in statements that she made, I guess. Halal ijtima, during the foreign ministry meeting of like the alliance in Alasama, so in Norway, in the capital of Norway. And she added that all of the members mutafakun. So basically, all this article is just repeating itself. All of the members agreed on the joining of NATO. That Ukraine, sorry, that not the joining of NATO, of Ukraine becoming a member in the alliance, and this decision was taken by the, I guess, the members, the international members, the state members. I don't know what this is really saying, but it was taken by the members of the state, whatever. وليست موسكو هي من طرفد. Oh, so they're saying, and Moscow is not هي من, like, tarafad. This is to refuse or accept. Oh, basically they don't have the choice to refuse or accept this decision. But the priority now is to preserve على أوكرانيا دولة ذات سيادة. So to preserve Ukraine as a sovereign state. So that wasn't really that bad, but still, if I feel like I got the words, but I don't really like get how they're saying it, I'll just plug it in to Ustad Google and just make sure that I got it, and it is not Moscow that rejects. So yeah, basically Moscow doesn't get to choose to refuse or accept NATO expansion. So I did get everything basically. But there's probably better ways. So وأشار إلى أن فوز أوكرانيا في الحرب مهم بالنسبة للحلف، وأنه يوفر لها دعم غير مسبوق لأجل ذلك. So, and indicated that, or pointed out that Ukrainia's win, Fauza, in the war is important regarding the alliance, in regards to the alliance, or important to the alliance. And that it يوفر لها, like, described it as, I have to look this up again. دعما غير مسبوق. So dama is to help, so like unprecedented help. The ajodalic in order for that. I guess I'm gonna just look this all up because I feel like I got the words, but I didn't really get, like, I know what it's saying. It's important for Ukraine, like this win is important for them, and it's unprecedented. I know Gaia Masbuk is unprecedented, but let's just see it all together. So he noted that Ukraine's victory in the war is important for the alliance. Unprecedented support. Yeah. Basically, that's just a really weird worded sentence in English, but probably to like a native Arab speaker, they'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Yes. Ashara ila. And my leg is falling asleep, so I have to go now. Fuck.